And here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. Hope you're there with me. The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that happens twice a day. The first installment happening round about now. So if you are available, avail yourself of this session. All matters Nigeria related. This is what we discuss here. So the usual protocol, if you are new to this space, then welcome. It's an open microphone session, this format. And the open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So if you click on this hyperlink, which I'm going to post in the comment section again, if you click on here, then you'll be led onto the screen and I will engage you in a conversation around the talking points. So that hyperlink that says StreamYard, that's an optional click. But what is mandatory is that you must click on the like and subscribe button because that helps us to grow on the YouTube algorithm. So do all the clickings, the like button mandatory, the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, that is mandatory too. And then the hyperlink that says StreamYard, that is discretionary. So you click on that at your discretion if you want to come and join me on the screens to talk about the talking points that I'm about to present. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting it right, faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight. And they were singing out, holy, 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 Olumegodugu is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 Olumegodugu is another Savior. Holy, 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 Olumegodugu is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there, the farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. The farmyard singers from the eastern part of Nigeria, holy, 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 as guys, I bring you this. Nnpp, SDP, or Labour Party, Peter Obi fixes dates to join mega coalition / party to oust APC PDP. So they seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him here, they seek him there, the Scarlet Pimpernel. So Peter Obi now somewhat the Scarlet Pimpernel. Everybody is seeking him, but where does he go? Or does he even pull all of them together to form a third force mega space? This is all in discussion and in permutation. NNPP, SDP, or Labour Party, Peter Obi fixes date to join mega coalition / party to oust APC PDP. So quite how that plays out, and it needs to play out fairly swiftly because the deadline for INEC, June the 3rd, so they don't want to hear stories, and they have told you that they have told us that that date is immovable. So whatever politicking is being politicked, it all has to end by or before June the 3rd. And when it's June the 3rd, today is May the 26th. So June the 3rd, essentially just a week, more or less. So from that to this, no evidence APC aspirants shared money to delegates. APC chairman Abdullahi Adamu. So squeaky clean, holier than thou, cleaner than Mother Teresa. APC party, the best party on the planet. Not a hint of bribery and corruption. No evidence APC aspirants shared money to delegates. The chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu. So that tells you the sort of politics that they intend to pay. So, so that some sort of dynastical politics now evolving within the Nigerian space. We saw it in the judiciary when a clutch of sons and daughters of judges, senior judges within the Nigerian space, were made judges themselves. So Justice XYZ and Justice XYZ, they've made their sons and daughters judges within the Nigerian judiciary system. So to follow through and to replace them as they ease themselves into retirement. So it looks as though that is now repeating in politics. Abacha clinches Kano PDP gubernatorial ticket. So he's not coming to play, he's coming with an intention. That family name, of course, this is what we were asking of Kola Abiola, that why didn't they participate earlier enough and more potently enough in politics? But it looks as though that dynastical politics are being played now by the Northerners. So this tells us then that we would never escape the clutches of these people because, of course, the apple never falls too far from the tree. Abacha clinches Kano PDP gubernatorial ticket. So a good chance to win. And if it's money spending, then you know that it's certain to win. Lagos prohibits corporal punishment in public schools. Commissioner. So enough is enough. We've seen just in alarm and aghast countless stories are beaten to a pulp a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old child, because a 2-year-old child is not able to recite the alphabet, and somebody that purports to be that girl's teacher or boy's teacher beats this child to the point that the bodies are pulped up and scarred. This is the educational system that they have in Nigeria. Enough is enough, says Lagos State. Lagos prohibits corporal punishment in public schools, the commissioner takes charge. So the commissioner takes charge as this lady claps back. Stella ODUAH reacts to claim of not completing. Stella ODUAH reacts to claim of not completing her service year, shares photos of her NYSC uniform and a letter from NEC confirming she did her NYC. So, showing photos of yourself in a corporal's uniform is no indication of you serving the Youth Service Corps. But we'll see what she adds on as explanations to that, if it's sufficient enough. But if the NYSC themselves are saying that you did not complete, I think that is proof positive, and that's somewhat categorical. So I don't think a photo of you wearing a corporal uniform counters that. So from that to this, and this is the last readout. APC ticket, again, Jonathan meets ADAMU as parties set for presidential primaries. So Jonathan has his form. He's transferred himself to the PDP via his word in Bayelsa State. So the stage is set then for Goodluck Jonathan to ghost in the last minute and take the first prize. So all of that in place. So link back, kick back, take it easy. The usual thing that I'm pushing for. Click on the like button if you have not already done that, because that really pushes us on the YouTube algorithm, and we're seeing the results of it. So we're pushing it hard to encourage you to push on the to click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button as well. And if you want to come join me on the screen, there's nobody lined up so far. So if you want to come join me on the screen, then click on this hyperlink that says StreamYard. If you click on this hyperlink that says StreamYard, you'll be held in the studio space, and as soon as I finish reading out the talking points, I'll let you onto the screen and engage you in a conversation around the talking points. It's an open microphone format. Everybody welcome. It's just really, nobody is scheduled or lined up. Nobody is called or emailed or text to come and appear. It's essentially anybody that clicks on that link. So you hear and see the same names and you think that they're a stable of panelists. No, they're not a stable of panelists. They're just clicking on that hyperlink and appearing. So they just make the decision to click because they want to come and share thoughts. So it is an open microphone session. The only person that you sadly have to see is me, because I have to, open the space. But outside of that, it's just first come, first serve. So if you're inclined to come join on the screen, then click on the hyperlink. That is discretionary. The like and subscribe button mandatory. As you set about the clicking though, let me provide you with a little bit of liquid refreshment, liquid nourishment. Your calabash to be ready as I bring you the care, guys.
Only water, where they see ma. Water,
only water, where they see ma.
Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí àkẹ́kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Chifu Wáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ̀ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́ọ̀dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọ̀run mú ìní o. ṣe o.
ìgbàlà tí èlé ìgbàlà tí
àrùn kárùn kò ní.
And there it is right there. Ikuku Niru Agbeshe, may death have nothing to do with us. The first and foremost, most important prayer on this planet. May death have nothing to do with us first, and everything after that, you battle it out. May death have nothing to do with us. As guys, I bring you this. Nnpp, SDP, or Labour Party, Peter Obi fixes date to join mega coalition / party to oust APC PDP. Former Anambra State Governor and presidential aspirant Peter Obi will in the next 24 hours announce his new political party. Recall that Obi had on Wednesday tendered his resignation letter to the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Senator Iyorchia Ayu. The former Anambra State Governor had quit the main opposition for the former Anambra State Governor had quit the main opposition party after failing to get majority of the delegates to his side ahead of the PDP Special Convention to elect its presidential candidate for the 2023 general elections. Peter Obi said, "It has been a great honor to contribute to nation-building efforts through our party. Unfortunately, recent developments within our party make it practically impossible to continue participating and making such constructive contributions. Our national challenges are deep-seated and require that we each make profound sacrifices towards reducing our country's problems. My commitment to rescuing Nigeria remains firm, even if the route, or the route, if you're American, but it's called route really, not route. But even if the route differs." Correspondents gathered that the financial expert is now exploring different political parties and his chances of clinching their presidential ticket. Obi, who enjoys massive support from the youth, is reportedly in talks with Labour Party, Social Democratic Party SDP, and Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso-led New Nigeria People's Party, Nnpp. We're in talks with Labour Party, SDP, and a few others. We will announce our new party in the next 24 hours. It will be a party that is also youth-friendly, since we have discovered that the youth form the bulk of our supporters, said an associate of the former governor to correspondents. It was also learned that Peter Obi is looking to join a coalition that could defeat the PDP and the All Progressive Congress APC in next year's election. There is a plan for some major parties to form a mega party, although this is coming quite late. Discussions are still ongoing, but Obi is expected to be the presidential candidate. Kwakwanso is also part of the discussions. Everything will be clear by Thursday, said a chieftain of the PDP. So a chieftain of the PDP then, so does that then color that somewhat? So where does he go? They seek him here, they seek him there. The Scarlet Man from Anambra. So they seek him here, they seek him here, but what are they seeking in this space? No evidence APC aspirants shared money to delegates, APC chairman Abdullahi Adamu. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Adamu, has said that there is no evidence that the ruling party's delegates in different states were given money for votes. He, in his interview with Voice of America Hausa Service, Adamu, who stated that he feels the reverse was the case, noted that there is no law in the country stopping presidential aspirants from taking their electioneering campaign to delegates across the country. He said, "For now, there is no law against aspirants taking campaign to delegates. I don't have evidence that aspirants are sharing money to delegates. For me, it is the delegates that are selling their conscience, which is not proper. Our delegates should know that anybody sharing money to them can't be the right candidate for the party. He doesn't mean well for the country. I don't have solution for the problem. So there it is right there. The president or chairman of the APC, he doesn't have a solution to his employees, to his organization functionaries taking bribes. So there it is right there. And that sums up the last 7-8 years. Abacha clinches Kano PDP gubernatorial ticket. Scoring of the Abacha dynasty, oh, no, that's not dynasty, sorry, I do beg your pardon. I'm starting to speak somewhat in an American inflection. Scoring of the Abacha dynasty, Mohammed Sani Abacha, in the early hours of Thursday, emerged the winner of the People's Democratic Party PDP primary election in Kano. The eldest son of the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, slugged it out with a lone contender, Alhaji Jafar Sani Bello, at the party headquarters located at Lugard Avenue, Nasarawa GRA, Kano. At the end of the fiercely contested primary election, the returning officer, Barrister Amina Garba, declared Alhaji Abacha the winner after polling 736 votes to defeat his closest rival, Jafar Sani Bello, who scored 710 votes. The chairman of the Electoral Committee, Mohammed Jamu, said their primaries was legally conducted with validly elected delegates and supervised by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, police, and state security service operatives. The contest was supervised by 6 INEC officials, including the deputy director in charge of election and party monitoring at INEC headquarters, Hawa Hassan, state admin secretary, and on and on and on. So it gives us a retinue of the people that supervised it. Correspondents learned that another parallel primary held at the Sani Abacha Youth Center, outskirts of Kano Metropolis. As at press time, the result of the parallel primaries at the Sani Abacha Youth Center are still in process. It was gathered that those contesting at the parallel primaries include Yanusa Dangwani, Yusuf Dambata, Muazu Magaji, Ibrahim Ali Amin, Sadiq Wali, and Mustafa Gesto. So there it is right there, as clear as mud, politics, PDP style. Lagos prohibits corporal punishment in public schools. Commissioner. The Commissioner for Education in Lagos State, Folashade Adefisayo, says that the state government has stopped all forms of corporal punishment in its public schools. Mrs. Adefisayo, represented by Adumasi Bosede, a director in the ministry, said this at the Scientific Conference of Association of Resident Doctors, Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, on Wednesday. She explained that this was to avert incidents where corporal punishment was meted out to students and resulted in the death of the child or student involved. To avert such ugly incidents, including other negative effects of corporal punishment, there is a policy in Lagos State prohibiting teachers from inflicting corporal punishment on students and pupils in schools. Mrs. Adefisoye spoke on corporal punishment in the modern African setting with the sub-theme examining the scientific evidence behind corporal punishment. Meanwhile, there are other alternative ways to discipline and correct children which are being adopted in schools, she said. The president of ALD, Samuel Aladejare, described corporal punishment as one of the burning issues in society now, as it was prevalent in schools, homes, and even workplace. Mr. Aladejare said that there was the need to urgently address the issue to put an end to all forms of corporal punishment in society. So children are not horses and they are not slaves sent to you to be beaten, to injury. I don't know why this still subsists within the Nigerian schooling system. And I don't know, you couldn't flog me as an adult, so why would you flog a child? How does flogging that child teach that child the difference between right and wrong? It's just barbarism, isn't it? But then, of course, we are barbarians in Nigeria. We are barbarians. This is this northern influence that still now that sits within our psyche. Stella Oduah reacts to claim of not completing her service year, shares photos of her in NYSC uniform and a letter from NECA confirming she did NYSC. So there it is. This is a story that we touched on yesterday. Former Minister of Aviation and Senator representing Anambra North, Stella Oduah, has reacted to claims of not completing her service year. It was reported earlier that this was conveyed in a letter that purportedly served as a response to a request made by concerned Anambra North People Democratic Party stakeholders. The group had asked the service to validate the senator's claim of losing her NYSC certificate. The report also claimed that the Director General of the service, in response to the request, said though Oduah was mobilized for national service in 1982/83 service year and was deployed to Lagos State, she absconded after the orientation and never completed the service. However, reacting to this, Stella Oduah had in a photo of her NYSC uniform and a letter from NEC confirming. So let me take it again. However, reacting to this, Stella Oduah had shared a photo of her in NYSC uniform and a letter from NECA confirming that she did her NYSC. In a statement released by her media aide, it was stated that she served meritoriously at NECA in 1982, as can be confirmed from this letter dated the 11th of January 2017, clarification for the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, personally signed by the Director General Oshinowo. Oduah, who accused her opponents of resorting to circulating a story which is completely at variance with the position of the agency where she did her primary assignment, said they will be giving NYSC some time to put out a disclaimer, as we firmly believe this letter to be fake. So there it is right there. She goes on to add a long-winded essay, which I'm not going to bore you with. But essentially, she's presenting certificates, a letter rather from the company that she served from, and photographs of her wearing NYSA uniform, the T-shirt and the khaki. That's proof then. But then, of course, the only proof really is your certificate of whatever from NYSA to say that you completed. APC ticket. So this is now the last readout, and then we come into the room to see who is there. So APC ticket. Again, Jonathan meets Adamu as party set for presidential primaries. Ahead of the All Progressive Congress APC presidential primaries scheduled to hold on Sunday, former President Goodluck Jonathan has again met with the national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, in Abuja. Correspondents gathered that the meeting between Jonathan and Adamu took place at Jonathan's Abuja home last week, lasted for about 4 hours. A source who pleaded anonymity told correspondents that the photo of Maman Daura and Jonathan was taken at Jonathan's house. It was actually Maman Daura that went to visit Jonathan. Also, the APC national chairman visited Jonathan twice last week. He met Jonathan late in the evening and they spoke till about 1 a.m. The visit was for about 4 hours. Discussions are still ongoing, and that is why the APC is willing to allow Jonathan to face the screening, even though he didn't submit his form ahead of the deadline. Meanwhile, a chieftain of the party said Jonathan is not willing to contest for the APC presidential ticket alongside members like Bola Tinubu, Ahmed Lawan, Yemi Osinbajo, Rotimi Amechi, and others. He said the former president will only join the race if he's assured of emerging the consensus candidate of the party. Jonathan is a newcomer in the APC. He has no delegates of his own. You don't expect him to be contesting openly against Bola Tinubu, Yemi Osinbajo, and others. He will be setting himself up for defeat if he does that, he said. So Jonathan's still very much in play, as the politics still as convoluted as it ever was, even though now we are at the tail end of it. So to the room, Magnus, I see you. World Peace, I see you. And Xero, I see you. So good to have you all, gentlemen. Okay, let me go to you. So
please go to Magnus.
No, don't tell me what to do. Just mute yourself, please. I'm going to let this guy go, man. It's always I do beg your pardon, but let me come to you, Magnus. So good to have you, Magnus. So the talking point. Let me start you off with where I just landed. Good luck, Jonathan. He's still in permutation. What are you making of this? We are today is the 26th of May. The PDP primaries is on the 29th to the 30th. Good luck, Jonathan has bought a form but has not submitted it. But still, he continues to go around in the shadows trying to orchestrate. What are you making then of this Good luck, Jonathan moves?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your show. First and foremost, good luck, Jonathan. I am a diehard Good luck, Jonathan. Diehard. When I mean diehard Good luck, Jonathan. But recent events are beginning to show that perhaps I may have misplaced my loyalty all along, because it doesn't really necessarily need to take somebody with high intelligence to see why APC are so keen on bringing Good luck, Jonathan back to APC. Now, this is a party who
not back to APC, not back to APC. It was never there before, but carry on.
Yes, okay. This was a party who didn't spare all the antics to make sure that they rubbish Good luck, Jonathan while he was president. In fact, the fact that the people believe that Good luck clueless today was all because of the communication power of APC. The fact that people believe that during Good luck, Jonathan, all manners of looting and everything was taking place was because of the APC propaganda machinery. Now, the same people who felt Good luck, Jonathan was mismanaging the country, was allowing insecurity to abound itself, are the very people now asking the same man they say was clueless to come and lead APC. That means they are willing to go for a clueless man to become the party flag bearer. The whole thing is this. To me, this whole idea of wooing Jonathan is not because they suddenly realize that Good luck is a fantastic president or he has something to offer. It's just a ploy because APC, which to me I believe is a northern party, even though there are some Southwest people who believe that APC still belongs to them. But to me, I believe APC has been totally taken over by the Northern cabal. So they don't want power to leave the North. And APC is the vehicle that is used to translate the Northern agenda. So they can only sacrifice as long as 4 years. And from the way Nigeria is right now, I do not think that 4 years will be enough for anybody to make any meaningful input, because the APC I hope I'm free to be very blunt, because I don't
speak freely. The only thing we object to is foul language, and I know that.
No. I don't do that. Because one thing I don't do is that I don't like playing to the gallery. I
No,
actually don't
no.
like
Speak,
playing to the gallery.
speak
Now,
freely.
yeah. Now, when Buhari came using all the antics of crying and the only objective that Buhari came to do, which I believe he has succeeded above 100%, was to reposition the Northern Cabal to become the managers and the instrument of the Nigerian state. So I am still looking for that. Who is going to succeed President? Who is going to succeed Buhari? That will be bold enough to alter these beacons of power or these beacons of control that Buhari has said. Certainly, it can't be Osibanjo. Certainly, it can't be Goodluck Jonathan, because what I see is happening between those luring Goodluck Jonathan is going to be an arrangement. Okay, we are going to give you this. In return, you won't touch this, you won't touch that, you won't touch this. So I think the whole idea of bringing Goodluck Jonathan is like a stopgap between the break with which the Northern agenda is going to pause with APC to allow for 4 years of Goodluck Jonathan while entering into a memorandum of understanding that, okay, you're not going to touch this, you're not going to touch that. Security, you won't do this, you won't do that. So after 4 years, we get back to the Northern Cabal, and then it's business as usual with APC. For me, I do not like it.
You know, Magnus, it is quite obvious that is what is in play. This is what the discussion has been around the Goodluck Jonathan narrative, that the Northerners want to use him as a willing tool to just put the presidency on vacation for 4 years, only to take him back. Heavens will fall. Heavens will fall if after 4 years, Goodluck Jonathan tries to hand it to a Southerner. They will take it back from him, and they will keep it for another 8 years and look to keep it in perpetuity. So he has a 4 year window. And by the way, if they give it to him, they will frustrate his administration.
They
know he's weak.
Not achieve anything.
So they won't achieve anything. They will beat him up in the same way that they beat him up for 6 years. So they will still be there. They will put their feet on his neck. We all know all this.
Let me add this.
Hold on. Okay. Can you hold on? So we know all this. So if we know all this, then Goodluck Jonathan must know this as well. So why is he allowing himself to be used in this way is what I was coming to. Yeah, Magnus.
Yeah, I will tell you that. You see, in case maybe you do not know me, I have spent 55 years now in the North. A good whopping 55 years. So that's enough for me to know the political psychology of the North. You see, one of the mistakes that we do in the South is we try to, because from us in the South who are educated, who have attended higher institutions and probably are exposed to civilized countries or civilized societies across the world, we tend to believe that a Northern man who has gone to school and have attained all the intellectual underpinnings of a tertiary institution should behave rationally. What we Southerners don't know that irrespective of how far a Northern man has driven his intellect in the four walls of university does not take away from his proclivity to his Northernization tendency, does not take away from his Islamization tendencies. As far as I'm concerned, no matter how educated a Northern man is, he is, when it comes to politics, his political philosophy or political ideology is the same thing with that shoe shiner on the street. All they have is that when they want to, because when you see a shoe shiner and a professor speak politics in Hausa, you can see that the intelligence exchange is the same thing. The only difference why they go to school is when they come to you, the Southern man, they can maybe, to a large extent, match you with your unnecessary baseless grandiloquence, and that's all. But that is what Goodluck Jonathan does not do. Goodluck Jonathan, that was what even killed him in the first.
What do you think is propelling him? Why do you think he is doing this? Goodluck Jonathan.
I think he wants to get back at those who betrayed him in PDP. I think he wants to get back at them. He wants to throw a last punch at them. And well, that's my opinion anyway. It's just a wild guess. But if Goodluck is doing that, it still boils down to the basic drawbacks of we Southerners. We don't play regional politics. We play ethnic politics. The Northerners, on the other hand, play regional politics. They don't mind whether it is a Kano man or Bauchi man, so long as it is with the Northern cabal and it belongs to a particular religion and a particular set of people. Whereas we, on the other part of the country, we are fighting whether it's going to be Igbo, it's going to be Yoruba, it's going to be Benue, it's going to be Ijaw, it's going to be Rivers. So, in as much as we share our vote into infinitesimal obscurity, we cannot match these people who aggregate their political relevance in bulk. Whereas we tend to compartmentalize our political relevance, and each time we throw our political punches, it's usually punches that emanates from an Igbo political activist, or from a Yoruba political activist, or from an Ijaw political activist. No time do we see our political punch or our political move or our political chess move or chess piece moved on the basis of a regional relevance. I hope you do understand me.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but let me put you a position, which is a position that people are also giving thought to. A lot of people are suggesting that Goodluck Jonathan is aware of all of these things that we are discussing because it's too obvious for him not to be aware of. But they are saying he wants to use those 4 years to propel that restructuring agenda. So all of those 4 years will be entirely, solely, if not exclusively, but predominantly about restructuring, so that at the end of that 4 years, he would have changed Nigeria irreversibly and in perpetuity. So all these things of power overloading is no longer a contention. So a 4-year restructuring administration, this is what they're saying Goodluck Jonathan is surreptitiously planning to do. Do you rhyme or do you chime with that? Do you align with that?
No. Anybody who is thinking about that does not understand the Northern. If you are thinking about that, you really don't understand the Northern. You think the Northerners who are inventing Goodluck Jonathan didn't have a gameplay for all the. They must have assessed all the variables available for Jonathan, and for each variable that have been noticed, these people will keep a gameplay for every variable they've noticed. Yes, Goodluck Jonathan might use the opportunity to complete the national conference, which the Fulani cabal are totally against, because if the national confab is implemented, it takes away all the relevance of the Fulani, influence in Nigeria. So, to a large extent, I believe that the cabal must have a game response for every political variable that Goodluck Jonathan thinks he's going to do for that 4 years. I will tell you that at the end of the day, what the Northern man is going to do is the fact that, okay, we know that Buhari has failed for 8 years, failed woefully. They will somehow manipulate it, that the whole failure of Nigeria, from the ones that were identified with the so much touted 16 years of PDP rule, with that of the 8 years of Buhari's rule, that gives us 24 years. And then with the 4 years of Goodluck Jonathan, that's 28 years. And they will lump everything on Jonathan. That is what they are setting him up for. At the end of the day, nobody's going to blame Buhari for anything. And why the country...
I think that's somewhat a reach, that conclusion, because Buhari has done so much destruction and devastation that, you know, it's touched everybody's life in that country negatively. And it's traumatized people almost irreversibly. It's marked them psychologically. So I don't think people will forget in a hurry what Buhari put.
That's what you think. That's what you think. We are very good at forgetting. I said the Hausas will use the 4 years to concoct narratives that will suggest that everything that was foiled about Nigeria was Goodluck Jonathan and the PDP.
But what I am suggesting is that the people know when they lived through the experience, and they know who superintended I mean, look at the level of killings and savagery that is going on in Nigeria.
It's amazing.
One man, can I ask for a little clarity? I'm sure you can predict what I'm about to say.
Go
Is Magnus speaking about the Hausas or the Northerners? I'm a little confused.
I'm speaking about the Fulani cabal.
Oh, okay. Because you kept mentioning the Northerners and Northerners.
Sorry,
but the North,
it's good.
As
good,
you
it's
know,
good.
with your 55 years experience, you know it's more than just the Fulanis.
So sorry about that. I'm particular.
Yes,
I'm happy. I'm happy you dragged me. The Fulani cabal.
And you should know, you live in Jos. So
sorry,
yeah,
I have apologized. I've apologized.
No, that's fine. Sorry, Magnus. Hold on. That's a sticking point within this space. Because too often we use the North as a catch-all, as one homogeneous thing, and people come quickly to correct us that no, the North has more tribes and ethnicity even than the entirety of the South. So we are mistaking and misdirecting conversation if we say the North, as though they were just one unitary entity. But whilst I have this window, Magnus, Alexander superchats to celebrate you joining the platform. So this is Alexander Gomez, the chairman of the platform, as has been assigned, and he's saying, Oga Magnus, where were you? Some of us don't understand your big grammar. Namu, let's keep it simple and direct. Biko no, GCK. So apologies if I didn't pronounce the Igbo right, but it says Oga Magnus, where were you? Some of us don't understand your big grammar. Namu, let's keep it simple and direct.
It's okay, no problem, no problem. I will take that.
Because we have too many people that make us get out the dictionaries on this platform. So don't make us get out the dictionary again. But whilst we have you, let me just sample just a quick feel of your take on this now. Peter Obi.
Beautiful. That was why I came into the show. Peter Obi. That's why I came on the show.
So let me take you to that space then. So NNPP, SDP, or Labour Party, Peter Obi fixes dates to join either mega party or mega coalition. So, one, what are you making of him leaving the PDP at the 11th hour of decision? And where do you think he's going to park his popularity? And how do you think it will play out for him in the final wash? So all of that in a very short summary.
I will try as much as possible to get this thing done. First and foremost, let me tell you, I am a diehard Peter Obi supporter, and the reason why I support Peter Obi is because of his economic output on different forums that he has been called to speak, and every contribution he has made based on his anticipated inputs on the Nigerian challenges has been spot on. And Peter Obi, like NSAS, was a brand that has no religion, that has no ethnicity, that has no region. Peter Obi was a brand.
So you don't see him as an Igbo champion. I'm
going to come to that. You're trying to rush me. I'm taking ladder by ladder. So when I saw Peter Obi in PDP, I was like, wow, okay. Now you have been able to sell yourself to everybody across the social media space. Everybody's Peter Obi, Peter Obi. But what he wasn't doing was trying to endear himself into the system or the machinery that drives the party. Perhaps Peter Obi thought just because you are already enjoying the popularity of your talk shows on your social media pages and other platforms that you have expressed yourself, that would be enough to now convince delegates to automatically choose him. That is a very wrong political strategy. And I was even more offended when he said, I heard it, it's not them say, when he said that he is not desperate. At this point in time, in this history of Nigerian politics, every politician, even though you are not desperate, it was wrong for him to make that statement. I believe that any politician who is coming to rule Nigeria must show a very strong determination. People can call it desperation or anything, but it's a willingness, it's a drive. So you qualified being enthusiastic to become the leader of Nigeria as being desperate. So when you tell people that you are not that desperate, that means you are telling people who are ready to give an arm, people are ready to give a neck, to say, well, you might give an arm, at the end of the day, you'll be dropped, you'll be disappointed. Well, talking about moving away from PDP was, to me, characterizes a non-fighter. Perhaps you're looking for a place where they'll just hand over this thing to you on a platter of gold. I don't subscribe to that. Politics does not work that way. Now, one of the things that I felt Peter Obi didn't realize is perhaps the same thing I've seen most of my Igbo bro. Well, I don't want to talk about Igbo and this thing because Igbos have a way of being sensitive when you call their name. But
we've noticed that here, but carry on, yes.
Yeah, you see, there are two fundamental.
So hold on. You start the accused and you are doing exactly that. Look at
it.
Who
will not be sensitive when you bring them down? If you want to talk, you speak objectively.
No, I'm not trying to bring you down, but I just said when you mention Igbo people. Okay, now let me drop my point.
Hold on, Magnus. Exiro is an Igbo man. You said as soon as you go to the Igbo space, there's a somewhat sense of a sensitivity, and almost predictably, he latches onto that to act in the manner that you've just said. So there it is.
No.
My God. Okay, let the guy be now. Let him be now. Let it ride.
You are breaking my train. You are breaking my train of thought. You are breaking my train of thought.
All right, back to you, Magnus.
Okay. Now you see, there are two fundamental bases of politics that every Igbo man should understand. Three, if I may say, or 2.5, if I may say. One, politics, the strategy that drives political success is not the same strategy that drives business or commercial success. In a commercial success, in a commercially driven success, maybe you have to convince people by creating an image that this product is good for you. You come and buy it. So you convince the person by setting product misdirection, therefore creating a goodwill, and then people come and buy. In politics, it's different. Politics, you must understand that politics is a dirty game. It is not unique to Nigeria. It is not unique to US. It is not unique to anywhere they are practicing democracy. It is a dirty game, but you must apply the 10th commandment. And the 10th commandment is, thou shalt not get caught. So whatever you do and you emerge successful, just like in the case of Yaradua, it's okay. That's politics. And then in politics, again, you must understand that politics is a game of numbers. Politics is not a game of the population of the Igbos, or the population of the Yorubas, or the population of Ijo. Politics is a game of increasing your numbers by alliances. So nobody will come and offer you a presidential ticket, even though I know that if PDP had brought out Peter Obi, they will definitely win. They will floor. In fact, the hope everywhere will go agog. Now, why Peter Obi left PDP, we still don't know. And I will not make assumption. Now, I heard that he is purportedly leaving PDP to form Nnpp, right? Now, here is what I think on this.
To join.
And I'm also believing he's going to join Nnpp on the basis that they will hand over the presidential flag bearer, the party presidential ticket to him. Now, will he also leave Nnpp when he finds out that they don't give it to him? You see, the problem with we Southerners, when I say Southerners, I mean the entirety of the South. I don't believe in Southeast, South, West. I believe in South and Northwest. The problem with all Southerners is always believing that these Northerners are not good at this game. They are, just as we believe that we are 100 years ahead of them in education, that is how they are ahead of us 100 years in politics. You get me? They might use Peter Obi to get the necessary traffic to the party, and when that happens, they come out with their joker. So Peter Obi, to me, leaving the idea that Peter Obi left PDP because they are using money to buy vote. They are using money to buy vote. Look, let me tell you, When he was there, you didn't see anything wrong with PDP. Suddenly he left. You now saw everything wrong with PDP. You should have made all these cries about everything wrong with PDP while he was there, not when he now left. Let me tell you the truth. If you want to control or change a system, you must first grab the system into your control. You can't be in a luxurious bus and you're sitting at the back seat. You are shouting, "Oh, driver, where did the carriers go? Driver, you know, go away. Now, there be the road to Onisha. Is it the road to Onisha?" You are just talking because at the end of the day, it is the person at the steering wheel that navigates where the luxurious bus will move to. So I keep telling people that, look, you can cry all you want to cry about the lapses in Nigeria. You must first strive to get that wheel of control. So if it means to buy vote, to do this, to do that, play in the system, play in the mud. When you are now in control, then change it.
Do you think the Peter Obi move, how would you categorize it? A political masterstroke or an act of naivety? Has it been politically naive somewhat, or is this masterful politics?
He is not. No, I don't think Peter Obi is politically naive. It is a wrong self-assessment. I think his decision was informed by an over-bloated self-assessment. One thing you should know that the social media does not determine who emerges the party's presidential flag bearer. Yes, he may have seen that he has earned very large social media support and very large street support. But at the end of the day, these people you see shouting your praises, they might be relevant during the real election, but they are not relevant during your party primaries. So right now, the person you should be appealing to are the delegates. So if they say they are playing politics of money, who told you that APC, they are not playing it dirty? APC is equally playing it dirty. Before, when PDP was in charge of Nigeria and they formed the mega party, which we now know as APC today, they pretended they are going to bring all the good things and all the good approaches to governance. Today, APC has by far surpassed PDP in all ramifications of evil and devilishness. So what makes you think that NNPP today, when they eventually arise, they all these thieves that you see in APC, they will all flush there and still mess the whole thing up. I love Peter Obi. Believe me, I love him like crazy. I love a man of principle. I love his principle. I love his economic ingenuity. I love his foresight. I like the fact that he is desperate to see Nigeria work. That's beautiful. You understand me? But I think he, in fact, leaving PDP only made me to say, okay, perhaps he's just there on the basis of it is Igbo turn. And since he has seen that an Igbo man will not get it in PDP, he better goes to another party. And then while leaving PDP, his supporters will start demonizing PDP, that they are corrupt, they are pressing dollars, whether you like it or not. If they like, let them fall NNPP or ABC or XYZ or ZZX or FYT. The next president will come out from PDP or APC. You get me? Name it anyhow.
Yes.
So to me, Peter Obi going to join NNPC it's only to the benefit of the North, because at the end of the day, the whole of the South to East will follow Peter Obi and dump their vote in a place where it will not work. Thereby taking essential. Let me give you a scenario now. Let's say Wike emerges as PDP flag bearer, and one of those Northerners come as APC. I can tell you that a Southern man for the first time will win the election clear, but the Igbos, based on the Igbo vote, based on the fact that they were not allowed to be produce the presidential flag bearer, we take that vote of animosity and crush whatever chances the South have to produce the next president. You see, in as much as we keep playing this ethnic votes or ethnic politics or proclivity to ethnic bias, we will keep crying. They are marginalizing the Igbos. The Yorubas are going. This. And the funny thing is that we will not go. We'll be here crying. In the next 10 years, we'll still be this Biafra. We're talking about Biafra in 10 years' time. ODUAH, we'll be talking about ODUAH in the next 20 years. We are not going nowhere. The problem of Nigeria is leadership. And we are getting wrong leadership because the electorate are not properly informed that power actually belongs to them. But when it comes to the point whereby every electorate will understand that power belongs to them, that is when they buy up this realization with money. In my own locality here, I've seen situation where people actually sold their vote for 200 naira. 200 naira. 200 naira no buy me my brand of beer. One bottle of beer, one bottle of Guinness Stout. You no buy them. And yet somebody is going to take a decision that will affect him for the next 4 years on account of 200 naira. So our electorate...
Magnus, do you think civics should be introduced to the Nigerian space? Do you think
very well?
Yeah, because like you said, one of the biggest problems that we have is a lack of understanding of the potency of that appellation, a Nigerian citizen. I don't think the Nigerian citizens understand the power of their citizenship enough, or even know that they are citizens.
Let me quickly answer this. Let me quickly. I told you.
Make it short so that
I'll make it short. I'll make it short. Now you see, the northern cabal will never allow a proper understanding of the strength of the power of the people. They say democracy is a system of government for the people, by the people, and of the people, right? So at the end of the day, you find out it's people, people, people. So the people are actually the ones governing the country. But they not practice a feudalistic system, a feudal system. And in a feudal system, the elite are the ones governing the talakawas, otherwise known as the proletariat. Abi? Now, why the North will never allow civic education is because if you allow civic education and begin to educate the talakawas of the North that we actually own these elites, that will be the end of the elite in the North. So, and the North will never like it. The North will never condone it. So it's just so unfortunate that this is the Nigeria we have today. We are two regions of different values, water and oil, being forced to live together. But I'm not saying that it's impossible for us to live together. Whereas one side of the country has this emboldenment to always cash in on the weakness of the South. The South, on the other hand, doesn't have this aggregate quality. Does not have this idea of aggregating their political interests into one punch. Instead, you find people fighting individual interests.
Do you think that is as a result of that chasm that exists between the Yorubas and the Igbos? Do you think if the Yorubas and the Igbos, if they learn to synergize, they will take Nigeria easily?
It's simple. That is the problem you have. That is, if it is possible, the solution of Nigeria
do you think it's possible, though?
It's very possible. It's very possible from the side of the Yorubas. It's very possible from the side of the Yorubas, but not possible from the side of the Igbos. This my man go talk now.
because
and I'll tell you why I say so.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I say so. The Igbos are by nature individualistic. Even within them, they don't have this ability of, okay, let's work together. It's always about, do you know me? I am Chief Maduka 1. The Ekwerepu are 1. So everybody's one, nobody is two. So that is why you see in the First Republic, when they gave them Senate president, you can see what happened. Because everybody wants to be one. They ended up having 5 Senate presidents in 4 years. So if we have a situation where you can talk to one person and one person talks to everybody, it will be easy to get the Igbos to work in synergy. The Igbos are not even synergized in whatever they do for themselves. Even in the Biafra struggle, they are not synergetic, if there's a word like that. You understand me? They don't synergize their approach to achieving anything. So bring it, not that they are disunited in themselves. They are not exactly disunited. You understand me? But in a situation whereby it is possible to allow non-state actors to begin to determine what happens in a state, for instance, in the Southeast now, people who are non-state actors can actually ask people to sit at home, and such a rule will be enforced and not coming from the administration of the state. That is terrible. That cannot happen in the Southwest. It cannot happen in Delta State. It cannot happen anywhere, only in the Southeast. So if we cannot have the Igbos to aggregate themselves, to form a unit. Because it's only when they form a unit so that if you pinpoint the arrowhead and say, okay, this is what you want the Igbos to do, and the arrowhead brings it down and everybody follows, Yoruba follows, then it is possible to integrate them. But you cannot integrate a people with a culture of kings with a people without a culture of king. It is difficult. It is impossible. So I think I stand corrected. I think the unity of the South rests more on the Igbos than the Yorubas. I beg to air my opinion. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Magnus. So thank you, Magnus. A real good introduction to the platform. Is really a real delight to hear from you. So I'll go on from you, Magnus, to Black League. Because it's a very short session. We do 2 sessions, Magnus. We do one in the afternoon.
Anytime you want me, anytime you want me, so long as it is politics and you want it fire for fire, just call me, because
are you Senator Adeleke? Fire for fire. Look at that. But if you want it raw, black and white, without mixing words, I'm your man. Undiluted opinions.
Yeah,
all right, brilliant. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Magnus. So I'll go on from you to Black League. But before I go on from you to Black League, let me acknowledge the engineer who's looking rosier cheeked and spiky haired, cutting a Mohican. What is this Mohican that you're cutting now? Are you chasing this? Are you chasing
hello,
this again?
Man. Hello, everyone.
Have you started chasing? Did Madame approve of this haircut?
No,
can you make a Black League picture more big as I can see? Because I'm scrolling through my phone.
Oh yeah,
please.
hold on now.
One man.
Yeah, hold on.
I saw whenever this our new man Magnus spoke anything about the Igbo, I saw how engineer was laughing. What happened now? Why you always happen when they are laughing Igbo like this? Why you always? You sound like you don't act like one.
One of the reasons why I'm laughing is
I don't laugh anytime this guy laughs Igbo, you just laugh. Why?
No. It's good. I see someone that is telling the truth and reality.
Okay. No,
X0, do you speak Yoruba? Do you understand Yoruba? Okay. So in Yoruba, they say one lole ongbo. And no, hold on. To translate it in English, they say they are they call you a thief, and you are displaying the evidence of what they say you stole in your hand. The Magnus just told us that he didn't want to go to the Igbo space because they're too overly sensitive. And as soon as he said that, you say, "What do you mean? We are not overly sensitive." That's exactly the point he's making. But thank you. Let's go on to Black League. But before I go on to Black League, solid super chats to acknowledge Magnus. It says Magnus sounds like a northerner when he talks about politics. So I don't know if that is his accent or his output. But I think Magnus is based in the Middle Belt, if I'm not mistaken. And so you hear that in his tonality. Sorry, Magnus, did you say something? I muted you.
I'm in Jos. I live in Jos, Plateau State, and I've been here for many years.
Oh, just a very short answer to this. But what is it like in Jos? Because it's always been my ambition to live there. I can't live there anymore now because because of the barbarism that is going on. But what's it like there?
Jos actually, Jos, we have about 92% Christians here. But like most of these core radical Muslims, anywhere you have them in small numbers, they tend to prove as if they own the place. So they want to cause. But just to live in Jos, so long as you are living with Christians and you don't find yourself in Muslim areas, you are very good. You're very, very safe. You can talk. You can imagine I've been doing a lot of videos, and so it's very safe, provided you are not within the Muslim area. Thank God, if you are going to South, it's through Christian areas all the way to South. So I think that's why a lot of us find it convenient. As a matter of fact, in the state capital, there are more Igbos residing in the state capital than the indigenes themselves.
All right, brilliant.
All right,
thank you, Magnus. So here in Jos now.
And this your guy.
Sorry.
This guy that you say is your boss, can he call me later so that we talk? I like to talk with Indigo.
No, it's not Indigo. It's a full-blood Lagos man, Alexander Gomez.
Okay, I thought, is he not the one that
Who are you
When I
talking
talk about Igbo, he responded. Was he not the one?
No. X0 is not my Oga. He's my T boy. He's my T boy. X0. My cup is running. My cup is running rather low. So
okay, let me go get you. Mr. Magnus, I enjoyed you. I just want flavor to what you say, but I just want you to tone it a little bit down.
All right, one at a time. But say what you want to say. World peace, then Chris. Quickly, then we go to. It's only the pressure of time, you know. Always.
Sorry for that time I was speaking. I was in the mall. I wasn't hearing you clearly. I thought you said I should take the floor. So I wanted to tell you to let Magnus take the floor because
no. Sorry if I was a bit abrupt.
It's okay.
I was trying to ease in, and then your voice cut through. And
no, sorry, I wasn't hearing you at all. I was in the mall. Oga Magnus, call me later. Oga one man. This is just one of my people. I have more than 20 of Magnus in my archives, so I'll bring them one by one. Oga Magnus, call me later. And Tony, call me later. We'll talk.
All right.
Magnus, call me first before you call World Peace.
Oh God.
Okay.
Call
me first. Before you call World Peace. Before you change you.
All right, thank you. But
the haters are calling everybody.
All right, thank you. So if you have more people as very forceful in their opinions as Magnus, then please, we want to hear from them. But we especially want to hear from World Peace as the politics starts to get interesting within the Nigerian space. Goodluck Jonathan back in play. Peter Obi leaves the PDP, destination unknown, everything just up in the air. So where are we going to land all this? Let's start you off with Peter Obi, World Black League, because of course.
Can I ask my question before you continue?
No. So sorry. Let me just carry on because it's the pressure of time. It's the pressure of time. Let me go on to World Peace. Not World Peace, but Black League. So start us off with Peter Obi and your take on him leaving the PDP and destination unknown, and then Goodluck Jonathan still skulking the corridors of power, making shadowy moves. So all of that, Black League.
Well, Peter Obi is a Nigerian politician. So no matter how refined he sounds, he's at best a Nigerian politician. And he has once again shown us why. I started following Peter Obi's political trajectory when he was in ABGA and General Ojukwu was still alive then. And I remember seeing Peter Obi right there sitting with Ojukwu, promising Ojukwu never to betray ABGA, never to betray Ojukwu's vision for Igbo, promising to stick to ABGA till the end. But before you knew it, he went to the PDP. So ever since then, I knew what type of stuff Peter Obi was made of. He is one of the most desperate politicians we have, but he has the ability to mask it and try to seclude himself like he's not like the other politicians we have in Nigeria. This is a man who has bought the PDP. He bought his presidential form for, I don't even remember how much PDP was selling it for, maybe 20, 30 million. He has campaigned all over the country. Only for him to, you know, he has read the writing on the wall. He knows he's not getting the ticket. He has come under heavy scrutiny for attending Atiku's declaration. After Atiku's declaration, he granted an interview right there, praising Atiku to high heavens, telling us how Atiku is the best material we have right now, just for him to come out and declare maybe a day or two later. So I'm thinking, if you're praising this man to the high heavens, you're telling us all of Atiku's good traits, then why should I vote for you if I'm a PDP delegate? So that he was just inclining, he was showing his interest in becoming Atiku's vice president. That's plainly what it was. So he came under heavy scrutiny, especially from his people in the Southeast. So now he wants to prove that he has regained his manhood, and he's saying no to vice presidency, saying he has to be president, is either president or nothing. He's leaving the PDP now to be accepted in APC. The APC does not have a stronghold even in his domain in Anambra State. He has no other option. My advice for Peter Obi is just to save whatever money he has left and, put it to good cause and just forget about presidency. Because he is once again showing how desperate he is. I heard him say, no, he's desperate for a change in Nigeria, this and that, and the other. It's speaking like a just classic political speech. I mean, Peter Obi will not get me with that.
You're breaking up somewhat our Black League. But carry on.
Is it better now?
Yes, much.
Okay, so I mean that's all it is for Peter Obi. He's just a desperate politician,
and to Magnus's assertion that Peter Obi is no more than just an Instagram model that just popular online. It's just some Instagram babe, just online following, no more, and is conflicting this with real politics. What are you then making of what Magnus suggested?
Even with the online following, I don't think is relevant. The politician with the most followers online is Atiku Abubakar. It's not even Peter Obi. If you take Twitter, for instance, Atiku has the most followers on Twitter, even way more than the current president. So even on social media, I don't see Peter Obi pulling his weight. And besides, social media does not guarantee winning any elections, either primary or general election. So Peter Obi should understand that, yes, I mean, even see the crop of politicians that are propping him up, the likes of Doyin Okupe. I mean, these are people that cannot prove political weight. Peter Obi got done with Anambra.
Black League, Doyin Okupe once upon a time told us he had retired from politics, so I was surprised to see him there again.
I wasn't surprised. I know these men. I wasn't surprised. But as politically speaking, Peter Obi is just nowhere on the map. After his stint as governor of Anambra State, he tried to bring his man Obazie, the man with the white beard, but Obiano, which was his man too, won the elections against his own wish. And after Obiano, he still wanted to bring his own man, but it's a different ball game. What's the name of the central bank man? He's the one taking charge now. So it's
Emefiele.
No, the current governor of Anambra State.
Oh yeah, carry on, yeah.
Yeah.
Soludo,
Peter.
Soludo,
Yes. So I mean, Peter Obi cannot prove his worth even in his home state. I don't think he has anything to prove to Nigeria.
Where do you think he's going to end up? And do you think that space will cede the presidency to him? So which party is he most likely to go to, and will they cede their tickets to him?
I mean, whatever party he goes to now, he can get the presidential ticket. As long as it's not APC or PDP, is all inconsequential. Because I'm hearing talks of NNPP. I see NNPP as Kwankwaso's lab or test tube political party is how I see it. Kwankwaso is just trying his luck. He's as desperate as Peter Obi. I heard Magnus saying, oh, the Northerners will just deceive him in NNPP. No, it's Kwankwaso's party. It's not the Northern party. And yes, I do agree that Kwankwaso might just use him to get some appeal from the Southeast. And after that, they dump him. His other option might be SDP, but whatever, even if he does get the ticket of...
Sorry, Black League, is SDP not reserving their slot for Tinubu? Because SDP, everybody is permutating is Tinubu's plan B. And also that NNPP space. If he goes there, who gets the lead and who gets the vice? Because the permutation is that an Obi lead and a Kwankwaso vice.
Well, I've also followed Kwankwaso for a while. Kwankwaso would never agree to that. Kwankwaso, I dare say, is more desperate than Obi himself, and he has shown it. And he was bold enough to start his own political party that they are all rushing to or planning to rush to or put in as their own plan B. Kwankwaso did that for a reason. He didn't go create the party just to get a vice presidential ticket. I don't think that's who Kwankwaso is. So these are all just political desperados taking Nigerians for a ride once again. Some may speak good English, like Peter Obi with his soft voice can come and try to sway Nigerians' emotions, just like he did with delegates. I mean, this is Nigerian politics. He's visiting delegates. All he's doing is lecturing them, telling them about China's economy, this and that and the other. That's not how politics works in the PDP, and Peter Obi is way more experienced. He knows better than all of us when it comes to this stuff. So I'm a little surprised that that was his move. To me, it's just desperation at its peak.
All right, Black League, I want to acknowledge 2 super chats that pointed really in your direction. No surprises who is super chatting. Alexander Gomez super chats to say that as per Black League's assertion, Obi is wishy-washy. So he agrees somewhat that the guy not quite the full ticket, the champion from the East. And he super chats again to say, Black League, the master of political idiosyncrasy. Don't make me pronounce. You can pronounce that. You are the English speaker. Black League idiosyncrasy. So yeah. There it is. So that's Alexander super chatting to you. So but we discussed
just a sentence to Alexander. I appreciate you, Alexander. Remember when I told you your man is going nowhere, Rocha Sokorocha? I'm sure you followed the recent
Just
happenings.
remind him of our money. That's it.
Yes, I know. That's what he's doing. Now you're asking him to get his
long ago, I told you about Rocha Sokorocha. He's going nowhere. He's already committed his political suicide.
He has gone somewhere now. Black League.
Black League. I'm sending you my account number.
He's eating Gary Anewa in DSSL. So that's where he has gone to.
And his man Buhari is aware of all this happening. So I mean, that's just to tell you where he's going to end up.
Hold on, rational mind. So Black League, we discussed this Peter B topic at length yesterday. No surprises. It was the only really story that was holding the headline. But in the course of that conversation, there were 2 questions that I put to people. So I'm going to put them to you now. Is Peter Obi's move, is it a masterful political move or an act of naivety? So that's the first question. And then the second question is, when it comes out in the wash in February 2023, what would you count as a success for Peter Obi? What would you count as reasonably acceptable, or what would be a categorical failure? So the move that he made, is it a masterful move or a move of naivety? And how would you consider success a moderate achievement or a failure for him? So to those questions are Black League.
It's a complete failure. Peter Obi is not naive. I can give him that. He has been in politics long enough. So I don't think he's naive in any way, shape, or form. I think what happened is he's trying to prove to his people, when I mean his people, the people of the Southeast, because the overwhelming narrative in the Southeast is we deserve presidency. He is one of the leaders of the Southeast. And it was somewhat injurious to the Southeast when he came out in full support of Atiku, even before he declared for presidency. I mean, this is a zone clamoring for presidency. The Northeast is also clamoring, but the way Nigerian identity politics works is you have to stand with your zone. After he did that, the type of backlash he got, he's trying to reserve the integrity that is left of him, and maybe that's why now he's searching for whatever party will give him presidential ticket just to say he did it. That's how I see it. He's looking for it just to say he did it. He knows it more than any of us knows that he is not going to win the presidential. He might win a presidential ticket, but he's not winning the general elections. He knows that.
So there's some people still laboring the thought that he's going to be president.
Those people, I don't think Peter Obi himself is naive. It's those people I can categorically tell you are politically naive. The people thinking that Peter Obi will clinch it. I mean, just go by his body language. As Alexander rightfully said, he's a wishy-washy politician. And such politicians don't get to the peak of their careers. I think he has gotten to where he will get to. That's governor of Anambra State. He should go support whoever in the Southeast is serious about presidency. Peter Obi is definitely not serious about presidency.
Black League, I was saying in a previous conversation that had Peter Obi played it out in the PDP, the most he would have gotten is 4th. With Atiku taking the ticket, Wike and Saraki battling it out to come 2nd, and Peter Obi coming 4th. Only because it is only going to be money that plays out.
I don't even think he would have come 4th, but he would have at least gotten a chance to maybe right of first refusal for the vice presidency ticket if Atiku had won, because he had already shown that he had already he had already shown his hands in the game of cards. He has shown how he's gonna play the game. He was with Atiku. He still is with Atiku, if not for the backlash he got from the Southeast. So, I mean, that would have been his best bet in coming close to Aso Rock is Aguda House, the house of the vice president. Because Atiku has this love for the Southeast. In the past, he had picked Senator Ben Obi to be his running mate. After Ben Obi, he had picked Peter Obi. So he has a thing with the Obis. Atiku might have gone with Peter Obi again, but him leaving the PDP, I don't see Atiku overlooking PDP politicians to go and get a Peter Obi in another party, let's say Nnpp, to come back to the PDP. No, that would be too wishy-washy if he actually came back. And even if he does make his return, I don't think the PDP stalwarts would take him serious.
Do you think this opens the window now for that vice presidential slot to be a shoe-in for Wike?
It does open up. Well, Wike is going for presidency. Yeah, he has said it repeatedly. He's not interested in vice presidency, but it's politics. I mean, it's all about dialogue and negotiation. If they negotiate right, he might end up taking the PDP vice presidential slot. But Wike is capable of giving Atiku an upset in the elections. I'd never sleep on Wike and his capacity to win elections. He has won elections repeatedly. He's very experienced. Out of all of them, he's the only one who has been a local government chairman before. None of them started that low in politics. So he has risen through the ranks. He has climbed the political ladder and he's inching to the top. So I don't sleep on Wike any day, anytime. He's capable of giving Atiku a run for his money. But it will be difficult for Atiku to lose the primary election. So yes, an Atiku Wike ticket may be possible.
All right.
Certainly not Peter Obi. I think we should rule Peter Obi. From now on, we can rule him out. Maybe in the future, if he builds his credibility back, then he might be a top contender.
Do you not think this is his final window? Because how he plays this out now will mark him either good or bad. And once it's marked down, there is no, because the political space is so saturated that they're not going to hold a slot for him. So he has made a bold move now, but is it a foolish move or a clever move? Only the future will really tell us what move it is. But it cannot come back to the PDP, but it can really, because like somebody was saying, like Magnus was saying in his contribution, this is a guy that traverses the political spaces looking for where his ambitions will be fulfilled. No different from any other Nigerian politician. But if he moves away from the PDP, he will only ever be one of those satellite voices now that will be laboring that how Nigeria could have been better, how Nigeria should be better, but it doesn't have any power to effect any real meaningful impact.
I mean, in politics, they say never. But for Peter Obi and 2023, we can comfortably rule him out. That's all I can say. And I'm reading comments, somebody saying, I predicted Tinubu would be consensus candidate, this and the other. Maybe there's another black league that comes on this show. But as for me, I've never said Tinubu would be a consensus candidate. I've never rated him highly politically as to 2023. But that's just to digress to Tinubu.
All right, Black League, you must certainly be talking some sense at last, because you are now getting your compliments of abuse. So here is Durogo. Here is Durogo. So who says that, one man, you should learn to stop bringing drunkards to your platform. Most of the guys that have spoken seem to think from their anus, from Magnus to the idiots talking now, Black League. So you must be talking sense because you are now getting your abuse.
Well, at least we're bold enough to come on and have our opinions shared with people, you know. So I invite whoever wants to come on to also come on and be criticized. But it is part of the game. We are used to it by now.
It doesn't stop there, Black League. They says Mayego called these kind of people intelligent diderins. So intelligent idiots for the purposes of people who don't understand Yoruba.
Yes, because people like us, see what it is and say it like it is.
Yeah.
Of course, Peter Obi is a very popular politician when it comes to, you know, middle class people and people, educated people, you know, the people who don't actually vote. Yes, Peter Obi is very popular amongst them. So of course my opinion would be highly unpopular. But with time, you get to dissect what I'm saying and see Peter Obi for who he is. Nobody has said Black League is wrong. He wasn't with ABGA. He didn't promise Ojukwu this and that to Ojukwu's face. I mean, I have these clips. I watched them years ago. So I have been studying Peter Obi, and these people who come and talk really don't understand politics, and that's my submission.
All right, thank you, Black League. Did you want to come in, X0, before I take Black League to another talking point?
Yes, I want you to also look back to your narratives from the past. You've always been hammering on the Igbos are finally going to settle for the vice presidential slot. Now someone is making an attempt to break that jinx, and here we go again.
No, that was always a slot. If you had stayed with the politics, that would have been a slot. I'm sure. So it's still.
He tried to be too clever. He tried to be too clever. His people want him to go for presidency. He came out that, I mean, politically, that's just that's the height of. I don't know what.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
When Adams Oshomole won the Edo State election with Labour Party, was Labour Party any of the two biggest parties?
Labour Party has had Edo and Ondo State. Those are upsets.
I didn't think that it was under a Labour Party before Adams took it with
Adam won through.
But you have to look at the individual. Who else has it happened to like that? Adams Oshomole had name recognition all over the country. He could have even went for president after being the president of the NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress. He had that name recognition going for him.
Well,
him and Obasanjo were tight. He was close. Him and Obasanjo were almost contemporaries. Him leading NLC, Obasanjo leading the country. So Adams Oshomole is a case that stands on his own. You cannot compare him to Peter Obi, that is a trader, doesn't have the name recognition. The only reason you know Peter Obi was because he was governor, and that's it. And as governor, he stood on the shoulders. He stood on the shoulders of a giant in the name of Odumegu Ojukwu. That's the only reason you know about Peter Obi. And after that, after Ojukwu left, what has been his relevance? He couldn't even maintain the party in his own state. He had to leave ABGA. Listen, I know about Southwest politics, especially Southeast politics, especially Peter Obi's politics.
Are you done? Okay, I'm not rubbishing your opinion. I'm just saying within this space, a pace of 6 months, we'll see the changes that will come back. Because it started with Peter Obi's name wasn't ringing for a while, and even one man can testify that after a while, he even began to reckon with the guy. And I promise you, in the next 6 months, it's going to change.
One man, you want him to put money on. I don't like doing this to these people. You want to put money on it, let's go that route. We can say all we want. Peter Obi, as far as 2023 is concerned, my brother, I don't want to take your money. I really don't want to. I really don't want to.
Hold on, Black League. Let's just be clear on what's being said. So, X0, are you laboring the maybe misapprehension that Peter Obi is going to be president? Or not, maybe not a misapprehension, but are you laboring the thought that Peter Obi is going to be president of Nigeria in March?
No, let me tell you what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, so you can be also scientific. Yeah. What I'm saying is, before this current traction of Peter Obi, you wrote him off entirely.
Right.
After a while, you began to reckon with him. True or false?
Well, that's false. I've never spoken on Peter Obi before.
Man is here.
Oh, you're talking to one man. Okay.
Yeah, one man. Yeah. True or false?
Well, no, I went with the popular opinion, so I don't dismiss anybody. I just present to
No, but
have your thoughts there.
you can attest to it. I'm not speaking because I have Igbo affiliation. I'm speaking now because objectively, this man has risen within this period to gain traction. That's what I'm saying.
My brother Peter Obi has no principle. Is he just finding out about money politics? He didn't play money politics before. He doesn't know the party he belongs to. This man is a major stakeholder in the PDP. PDP made him who he is. ABGA and PDP, they share that glory. So this is a man, it's not like me and you that we don't know the inner workings and what happens behind closed doors in the PDP. He attends those meetings faithfully. So is it just yesterday this man found out, oh, it's money politics, let me run away? No, of course not. We cannot be that naive. The writing was on the wall. He clearly read it. He knows that he will not be picked, that he will not get the ticket, period. And he's looking for where he can get relevance.
Blackly, among the pack, can you tell me who you will prefer to be the president of Nigeria? I'm not saying who will emerge.
So it's a different conversation now.
If you are left, no, just tell me one person you think you like to see be the president of Nigeria.
I would like to see Pat Utomi. I've said this when I first came to this platform. I'm saying it again. Pat Utomi is my man any day, anytime. He would make a fantastic president. What?
He's not contesting, is he?
You said who I would like to see as president. That was the you didn't ask me who was contesting. Among the current people jostling for it, I don't see any candidate that I completely subscribe to their agenda for the country. That candidate hasn't stepped up yet. I haven't seen one.
So you can't even say, okay, this is the one I think is better for this among the best.
I'm telling you, I've seen them all, and I know their political trajectory. None of them would offer anything better or anything better than we've seen in the past. None of them have that capacity to. The one that has is not coming out.
All right, hold on, X0 and Black League. Let's hear from Engineer Joseph, who wants to come in. Funnily enough, they've got two engineers and they're both called Joseph, but not your engineer, but the new engineer Joseph. So, engineer, I think you wanted to come into the conversation taking place between X0 and Black League.
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this discussion.
Good to have you.
As for Professor Patutomi, I believe he has an interest to pick up a form for Labour Party even later today, being Thursday. But for the chances of Peter Obi is still very, very bright. The truth is that
to become president.
Yes, it's still very, very bright. The truth is that I'm an APC member. I've been in APC since 2014. I have friends that are in PDP. But the truth is that the point we are right now in Nigeria, the 2023 election might be very different from what we've been seeing since 1999. Peter Obi going, like right now, he has plans. He's talking with the leadership of Labour Party. He wants to see if they could get him on board as their candidate. And then, Labour Party, NNPP, and ADC, and a few other parties, they've agreed on a coalition to work together. Kwankwaso will emerge as the candidate of the NNPP. Peter Obi could emerge as the candidate of the Labour Party. And when they come together, they will throw up the ticket of Peter Obi and then Kwankwaso. But the issue is the coalition. And let's not think that it's Peter Obi as an individual. There's a whole lot of movement that are pushing this particular project. I'm in APC. I have a whole lot of people in APC. I know a lot of people in PDP and a lot of other parties. There are even a whole lot of people that are not partisan, that are part of this movement pushing Peter Obi candidacy. The truth is that there's a lot of challenge that might come up in the coalition. But if they can resolve that and present the candidacy of Peter Obi Kwankwaso in the next few weeks, you will see the visibility and the popularity of that candidacy it will spread like wildfire, and then you understand that even a whole lot of people in PDP and APC as of today will move, because an average or a typical Nigerian politician, when they read the signs and they see that it's clear, you will see the mass defection that will happen. And just in a couple of days to a couple of weeks, it will become very clear. It's not about Peter Obi as an individual.
Sorry,
there's a movement.
Sorry, hold on. It can't be clear in a couple of weeks, because you only have till June the 3rd, which is just about 7-8 days. So by June the 3rd, INEC expects all names submitted. And if your name is not submitted, then better luck next time. So within the next 2 days, decisions have to be made as to who is in play.
Yes,
but I think
that's why decisions will be made. Yeah, decisions will be made before that 10th of June is next week Friday. So before then, all these parties will present their candidates. Like I said, Peter Obi is looking at Labour Party. Kwankwaso is in NNPP, and then Kwankwaso is not the one that formed NNPP. NNPP for the past 21 years. He just joined the party, but the party is undergoing branding transformation right now.
Who was their candidate? Who was their presidential candidate in the last elections?
If you go through you browse, you find out their candidates. They are the candidate, but he's not a popular person. They've been on ground for a long time.
I've heard that narrative of that party being in existence. It started from from the maritime industry, and then became a political party. I've heard of that narrative. As far as contesting presidential elections and bringing it to national discourse, it's Kwankwaso's party. Take it from me.
Yeah, it's the arrowhead of the party.
If you call it as a politician, you call it Kwankwaso party. It's just like Tinubu going into SDP maybe a couple of days, and then you refer SDP as Tinubu's party. That would be wrong.
No. That's completely different. SDP has had the likes of Moshood Abiola. They've had candidates who came to national discourse with the SDP, not NNPP.
That's the NSB has been on ground. They are unpopular parties. When you are like a big masquerade, you go into a party, you become very powerful, but that doesn't make you the owner of the party. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying it doesn't have a lot of influence and power, but they are working together. The coalition, if they are successful, what they are doing. Exactly.
All right, thank you, Joseph. Let's not labor that too much. I think essentially, Kwankwaso, whether he formed the party or not, is certainly the arrowhead of the party, and he controls it. I think we can all concede that. But let us acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat. It says, indeed, goes, there is something called constructive criticism, nothing personal. I wonder if that was get to what, I won't mention names, but so just take that on board. So let the conversations take place. Yes. Okay. So you take ownership of it. Zero. So you take ownership of it.
You know, I always respect Alexander Gomez. I understand him very well. So it's no problem.
All right. So Alexander continues with the super chat. It says, the only person today politically who can turn the country's fortune around into a world-class economy is the almighty Soludo. Utomi is overrated. So I somewhat agree with that. I was somewhat surprised that Blackley came up with that name of all names. That Soludo, Utomi. Who is Utomi? Is just is this not the one that told us that he's going to tell graduates to be doing farming in the Sahara deserts, to be planting trees, and it will employ everybody within 6 months? It's just it's somewhat ridiculous something. Don't forget.
Can I interject, please?
Yeah, come in. Yeah.
Engineer Joseph, are you there?
Carry on.
We have Joseph. We need to know which one is A or D.
There's the original engineer, then there's Engineer Joseph.
Sorry, the one just finished speaking right now.
Okay.
I don't think he's hearing me. But anyway, thank you for coming to the show. Anyway, your narrative, I heard your narrative, is your personal opinion. And to me, it's a mirage. is not going to happen in this lifetime. This is your narrative you just narrated just now. Because politics is local. And when it's local, it's grassrooted. And when it's grassrooted, it's married with tribal. So you cannot just come up and say, I'll be good to Labour, also go to ANPC, it's 1 + 1 arithmetic, then you get 2. No, my brother. That is wrong narrative. But where is your opinion? I will not argue with you. But it's mirage to everybody that's listening to you. That's
no, you can't say to everybody, to you.
No, to me. Sorry, to me. Sorry, hold on. Hold on now. To me,
they've just told you to let people be critical of the southeast. Allow it. Yeah, go on.
To me, it's not going to happen. Let me quickly drop this before I go. Peter Obi coming to PDP. He has no single value bringing to PDP, and he's leaving PDP. He has no single value taken away from PDP. You might say anything you like. You might say I'm wrong, but go and check it. He came in with his delegate, and he's leaving with no delegates. Is nobody in PDP, and he's taking nothing away from PDP. He didn't add to it, he didn't remove for it. And if you think Peter Obi leaving PDP will fail, then I think you go and think twice. Because now much Peter Obi is going, Igbo will vote Peter Obi. Other Igbos too will vote Igbo caucus people in PDP. It happened to Obasanjo. It happened to Ekweme. They kicked Ekweme out in PDP primaries in Port Harcourt. What happened? The Igbo still joined the North to vote Obasanjo in against the Yoruba wish. So if Tabi leave PDP, Igbos are still going to vote the next person that comes out in PDP because PDP are strong supporters. Igbos are strong supporters in PDP. Igbos, Middle Belt, and South own PDP right now as we speak. So that's my take. Thank you, Woman.
All right, thank you, World Peace. So thank you, World Peace. So hold on, whilst I have this window, can I implore people watching to click on the like button? If you look in the comment section, you'll see that we are trying to hit 100 likes. We set that as the minimum bar for every stream. We've had almost 300 people, now around about 250 concurrent viewership. So thank you for your views. But if you clicked on that like button, then we'll be talking about 500, 600 odd, then 6,000, etc. So we want to ratchet up very sharply. And ratcheting up, of course, is just that little click of that button, the like button. So do that to get us to 100 likes very quickly, and I'll shut up about it. So yeah, but it's not.
Wama, let me add something real quick. If you disagree with my stance on Peter Obi, please click that like button. There are Peter Obi fans here, but please click it. If you disagree with me, please click that like button.
So all the Eagles. All right.
Can I speak now?
Wama, you must add your own. You must add your own.
You know what they are like now with the yellow guy or something. But yeah, X0.
Yes, Engineer Joseph Igama, you will live long.
Amen.
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 Let us promise me you will come here next week. You'll be here by next week when all your postulations begin to happen, so that we can tell these guys over here that we said it.
My brother Asiro, will I live long too? Will I live long too?
May your postulations lead you to live long.
Let me live long so that I'll be wrong, so that I'll see that I'm wrong, Abi. Let me also live long.
Enemies live long so that they will see what we become in future.
No, I'm not an enemy. Alexander told you it's constructive criticism. All right.
I understand him now. I understand. I accept the criticism. It's just that when it comes, you come in like what Peace is becoming a very, very, very bad enemy here now. You know, he comes in a way that he arranges everything you said, throws it into the dustbin, and then begins to say his own. You have your opinion. Another man has his opinion. You can't just say his own is a mirage and your own is the authentic. When we are talking about
mine's authentic, I didn't say mine's authentic.
All right. Black League. Sorry, World Peace. There's a book called How to Make Friends and Influence People. So I'm going to give you the first phrase of that book, and I want you to repeat it after me. It will serve you well. Say the Igbos are the best. The Igbos are the best people on the planet. Say that.
Those are the best people on this planet and this platform.
You will see how they start to love you now.
Now you're not an enemy. You're not an enemy. You are a friend now.
Look at that.
What is you will live long?
You
will live long.
You see?
I don't know if GM want to live long. If you like, don't say something. Let me tell you, it's just a pity that Stephen is not here. I have to carry this load on my head.
Imagine if Insebide was here, we would have had to shut down. Just shut it down immediately.
Ghana just said everything out of my mouth. All I've been saying all this while that Peter Obi, there is a coalition coming to play. ANPP will be in alliance with the new coalition, while some other parties have been infused into the Labour Party. They are using the Labour Party template, as Patutomi said. And from what Patutomi said, it doesn't appear to want to contest. Rather, they are recruiting brands that will fill in positions. And that is where Peter Obi comes to mind. He's going to take that slot of the presidency. He's already gathered the momentum. And his momentum plus this current coalition will just give us a third force or maybe a second force that will see the game changer. Let me just leave it there. But thank you once again.
That's wishful thinking, though. You are reaching against but you are somewhat reaching against. You are hoping against hope and permutating to something that is not vested in realism. Is optimism over realism, isn't it? You know, it's because you want it so badly. You are reaching to obscure corners to permutate it together.
Okay, well, it's a matter of days now, right?
That's true.
Days now.
It is. One man, quick interjection.
Let's come here again to click our glasses when these postulations come to pass. And then I know that all these other guys, they will run away.
No.
One man, quick interjection. I'll not run away. Well, it's more of a question.
Hold on. Sorry.
It's more of a question. Do you think the Southwest and the South betrayed the Southeast with the number of candidates that have come out, knowing the zoning arrangement these politicians have, whether we subscribe to the zoning or not, but within themselves as politicians that know that they have a zoning arrangement in place? The Southwest being in power for 18 years and for 16 years in Aso Rock, the South being there for a little over 6 years. Do you think it's a form of betrayal that they are not allowing the Southeast to dominate that space? And had they did allow the Southeast, do you think there would be any pushback from the North? Because that's my opinion. I think if the Southwest and the South had let the Southeast dominate that space of running for president, the North will have no choice but to support the South.
There is nothing. There are very few things that annoy me, but that narrative it rankles somewhat that the Southwest betrayed them for having the ambition to want to be president, and they said they voted for Abiola, and it is payback time. Look.
I mean that is the overwhelming narrative in the Southeast, is that they feel betrayed by the Southwest and the South. Now, politically speaking, everybody can come and contest, come show your worth, come show that you deserve to win. I understand that, and I understand your narrative. That's why I said with the zoning arrangement they have amongst themselves, do you think it's a form of betrayal?
It is not. It is not. It is not. It is not because nothing obliges that the Southeast should get to the presidency. They are saying turn by turn. The narrative in the Southeast, we all know, we've been here before. The narrative in the Southeast, all throughout this Buhari administration and cascading a little bit into Goodluck Jonathan, there was only ever one story. It was Biafra. They didn't politic. They did not politic, and anybody that was politicking, it was a barrage of abuse. Just abuse after abuse, as people were politicking to permutate themselves into positions of opportunity. They were busy doing their Nnamdi Kano something, calling everybody Sabo and Efulefu. So now, when decisions time are being made, and the people that have been laboring to put themselves in positions are now in positions, they are now telling them to give up their position because you are coming up with a narrative of guilt tripping. A total nonsense. Total nonsense.
Woman, now you're through. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell
I
you.
knew your stance, by the way, one man. I just wanted to hear it. But
I know this guy. I know what Black League is trying to pull you in so that you can.
No. I'm being fair because that's the narrative I'm hearing. And
yes, and one man is always saying that. But let me tell you something. Black League, I will not tell you anybody betrayed anybody because everybody is betraying everybody in that party. You know, one, I don't know what arrangement Tinubu had with Buhari. He seems to have betrayed him. And then two, I don't know what arrangement Buhari had with the southeastern politicians in that party. They seem not to be in coalition. So, what that aside, what one man is saying about anybody leaving any space for anybody, one man, you look into the situation clearly. Does it seem to you that if Tinubu becomes president, things will be better?
It'd be an improvement from status quo.
That would be an improvement. Have you seen Lagos? You know that this guy owns most of the properties in Lagos. You know why they want to?
I know he doesn't. How can he own most of the? That's not.
But look at most of the things that is. Have you heard of this tax firm that he runs? That supersedes
Alpha Beta.
Yes. Do you want Nigeria to become that? Now we will be moving from pan to fire.
Do you not think Nigeria will be benefit from an Alpha Beta?
Imagine that. Imagine the whole nation being put under one man. Nobody wants that.
What is your understanding? What is your understanding?
These are clear indications that this man means trouble. But
do you know that other states? Do you know that other states in Nigeria are commissioning that firm to come and improve their IGR? Even in Africa, you know they are going. Do you know? I can dig it up because we've addressed it here before. Even African countries are commissioning them.
One man.
You have to bring that.
No. I do agree.
Bring the facts here. Bring the facts here. Let us
I do agree, but one man wants to use that point to his advantage.
Yes,
that's because those states that want Alpha Beta, they have their Tinubu there that wants to benefit. Would the state benefit? Yes. But would the governor benefit more? Of course. Absolutely. That's how it works. That's a way to siphon funds. We all know that. But there's no politician that is not guilty of that. That's the only way to exonerate Tinubu, if at all you can exonerate him, is every politician does that. It's just that if Tinubu does it in Lagos, his would be louder because Lagos has the most resources.
Okay, you know, just today I was looking at the list of people that own these oil wells. Man, you need to see that list before you start talking about.
How many oil wells does Tinubu own?
No. Tinubu's treasure is in another department. It's another area. But I saw the list of people who own oil wells. This is not the first time, and this is a new updated list, and it's still the same characteristics. You know,
I cannot. And Dan Dundu and Dan Dogoyaro.
You'll be shocked.
I like the Dogoyaro from Borno owns an oil well in River State.
I'll rather these oil wells are given to professionals than given to some people who now contract it. That's why you see that Nigeria is not developing.
So why are you guys recalling from Atiku's narrative that NPC should be privatized? Why are people recoiling from that when it's so it's so infested with just mass corruption?
But Atiku didn't tell us privatize it to who? Who will he sell it to? That's what he should tell us.
Oh, no, you open it up to space now, and bidders will come in. It will be known international names.
I don't think it should be privatized.
I do agree.
No, you are breaking up again.
From it.
You are breaking up again now.
You're using China network now.
It's China phone, isn't it?
But one man, like I'm saying, we know that when Falai contested with Obasanjo, we know who won that election. It was Falai, because even people around me, my parents, they voted Falai. So I don't think
the fact that you vote in one direction in the South does not then mean that that is repeated nationwide.
I pray that one day you go to the archives and bring the debate between Falai and Obasanjo. You will see the gap. You will see the reason why Falai won. Not just because he was the most popular, but he was more brilliant. And that is what Peter Obi has been doing. If I talk Peter Obi, if I call that guy's name, everybody thinks he's Igbo candidate. That's why. No, please, I beg you guys to look sincerely into the messages everybody is saying. This is
what's message? China.
No, jobs, production. That is what we. Even if it is most basic form of production, let us be self-reliant. And I buy into that. And this is not what he's just saying. He knows where these things are. He even stated it. We are doing production in Nigeria, but the government is not helping the process to be cheaper and more solid.
Cyril, I have a question.
Cyril, don't call me an enemy. Do you think you make a fantastic Minister of Finance?
All right. No. Before you answer that, take engineer's question. Take engineer's question as well, because we've not heard at all from engineer. So engineer, yeah, let's have you.
Yeah, it's just kind of similar to Black Lake. Cyril, if they call you for appointment in PDP, will you accept it?
Well, if
yes
I
or no?
No, I won't give it to you.
Well,
it's not the overhaul of the party. I won't.
Look at this guy.
I won't. I mean, what will the appointment serve? If I'm just going to be like an Osibanjo under a Buhari?
If they call you and give you appointment as head of youth in PDP, will you accept it, yes or no?
Okay, under one condition, that I have enough budget.
Look at that. You will take it under any condition. You will take it. Look at this guy.
You know Fashola had 2 portfolios. You know what was the problem? No finance. He had the best portfolios, but no money to finance it. You know? So you can't put me ahead of youth and I will be telling them, youth, go and read your book, go into farms.
Don't worry. You will do you will do the same thing they all do. You will get your budget allocation, you will put it in your pocket, you will go to Dubai and buy your mansion. This is what you will do.
No.
This is what you will do.
Rather, I will call for support from well-meaning Nigerians to donate and let us save the youth. Education is too expensive. Our girls are prostitutes. Our men are ritualists. You guys don't see it. You guys don't see it. Why would education in a country like Nigeria be expensive when you don't teach nothing?
Oshiomhole was an aluta before he got into government.
Man, he looked at that.
You always find an excuse.
He looked at a state dry.
It wasn't a Labour chairman. It was an aluta
to marry a young girl now.
He looked at a state dry. He borrowed 200 billion naira. At that time, when the dollar was 150.
Let me tell you,
200 billion naira.
Oshiomhole was showing signs that he was a thief before he became that. But people did not.
Oshiomhole was a poor man.
Sometimes they will go in. They will say they were going for strike. Oshiomhole goes behind and has meetings with these guys, with the government, and subpedals. You know.
Cyril, if you can't beat them, you do what?
All right. Cyril, let me go on to engineer for reasons of time and because all of us have. In fact, if I send you my Instagram, everybody has been DMing me that where is engineer, as though I locked you in my basement somewhere. So it's not locked in my basement. It's hard at work. So there he is for the people asking for him. So there's engineer. So engineer, then of course you can see how the space is. Everybody just strongly held views regarding the Peter Obi space because that's the story that's moved the political needle the most. But what are you making then of it? Because Black League somewhat derisory in his assessment of Peter Obi's politics and this move. Cyril eulogizing about his mastery of politics for this move. So a vast divergence in opinion. But what is your take then? As Peter Obi abandons PDP, destination unknown.
This is one of the biggest mistake of his career. I must be honest to you, to leave PDP because if he should still stay in PDP, things will work well for him. I must say this, and let nobody get or judge me or think maybe I'm saying bad about him. I didn't say bad now, but him leaving PDP, I think before he will bounce back into politics again, is going to be tough. I know a lot of people will be saying idea will come, this and this, that and that. The issue there that we need to understand about Nigeria, Nigeria, according to the former Prime Minister of Britain, he said they are fantastically corrupt. And that word he used, that word is being produced from Britain, but they're using it against us. Something we need to understand here, Peter Obi, honestly, that's a wrong move for him. I must say this, because people will be saying, why do I say so? Because if he should be in PDP, I can see him becoming the vice president. But him now giving that space is just gonna take him a while. I know people will say, oh, NNPP, they are coming at this and this. My brother, medicine after death, no, they work. That's just the truth. One man. I don't have much to say, but that's just the truth and the basic truth.
All right, thank you, engineer. So, of course, the truth never popular, but just a call again. We are still pushing for that 100 likes. So let me try and appeal to you in this way. If anybody that wishes anybody that wishes Black League was in front of them right now, so they can punch him in the nose, click on like. So if you wish Black League was in front of you right now, so you can punch him in the nose, click on like. So we see if that gets us the 8 likes, that takes us to 100. So
like the super chat on the screen.
The number of likes will tell me whether I should go out in public or not.
So there it is. So take us to the 100. But good luck, Jonathan, still in play, engineer. He meeting with Abdullahi Adamu for the second time. This time around, Abdullahi Adamu actually sought him out. So he went to Goodluck Jonathan, private meetings for 4 hours, off the back of what is Maman Daura meeting Goodluck Jonathan, private meeting at Goodluck Jonathan's residence for several hours. Goodluck Jonathan still in play for the APC, but there's a caveat that he has added. He says he's not going to contest with anybody. They have to give him the ticket. They have to bring the ticket to him at home. So he's asking that he wants a consensus, otherwise they can forget it. So the time ticks rather, or not tickets, but ticks. So we're about what? 3 days now to decision time. Today, the 26th, their decision, the 29th to the 30th. So how do you then see it playing out with Goodluck Jonathan's Machiavellian moves?
One man, Jonathan knew that he's not doing nothing in that country anymore. And something you need to understand, I always say this to one man. The day you will see that power is going back to PDP and is going to Atiku, that was the day they had that meeting. I keep telling you this. The very time they have that meeting where those APC delegates visited Atiku and finalized everything. Now look at it. What would they do to convince the Southerners is to drag JT, put him in APC, just to make sure that, okay, JT come out and make that caricature noise during in 2023. This is just political game plan. Everything will go back to PDP. I'm not saying I'm boasting it or I'm arguing with nobody. I'm telling you, Atiku will be Nigerian president, whether people like it or not. That's just what has been happening all this while. They will bring Jonathan to play that game. You play that game, people say, oh, Jonathan, oh, he nearly won. Oh, this, he lost. You understand? They are playing people's mindset. This is something I always say to you, one man here, in this platform. Listen, I will repeat myself again today, one man. Any day Yoruba and Igbo come together and embrace themselves, that's when Nigeria will be good. I'm telling you, apart from that, forget it. The Northerners, the Fulani, they will continue to be in that power, whether we like it or not. The only thing is Yoruba and Igbo sit down, discuss this thing, try to keep that tribalism, that deep, skunk racism in between themselves. If they should sit down and sort this thing out, I'm telling you, Nigeria will be good, because those are the pillar of that country, and those are the pillar that if they come out today and speak in one voice, the Northerners will definitely support them. But without that one man, I'm so sorry, forget it.
Yes. The Fulanis will have dominion over us in perpetuity. But if a Yoruba man does not become president of Nigeria in 2023, then I don't think the Yorubas will be happy.
One man, what are you talking now? You see what happened to
one man? Why?
Huh? You see what happened
why?
to
because they are deserving of it.
One man. Let's not start beating
one man. I think that's tribal politics right there.
No. It's not tribal politics. It's not tribal politics. We've been here before, so all of the heavy lifting to support this administration that's in situation, but it was done essentially by the Yoruba space. What brought this administration into situation was essentially the Yoruba. So they bring these people in, they hold them in situation on the understanding that so you go and grab that space and then have your way, and then once you're done, we'll take over from you. Yeah.
Mistake.
You're speaking to the APC party, one man.
Yes, I'm speaking to the APC party.
Mistake Tinubu did was to make agreement with Buhari that he will come second term. I'm telling you now, that's the greatest mistake I think Bola Tinubu made.
Thank you, Engineer. I agree with you.
I think Tinubu led his people to a burning building.
You see, when you come to Fulani, I'm telling you, if you live with them, one man, you will know. I live with these people. I know who they are. They don't care about that currency. You understand? They are not after that currency, but they will use that currency to deceive the Igbos and the Yorubas. And they will put problem in between themselves, in between two tribal people that they know they are very educated in Nigeria. They know that Igbos and Yoruba, those people are too good when you come to Akada book. But what would they do to make sure that today any of the leaders from Yoruba, the Igbos, they want to come out, they will now use EFCC to track them down because they use that currency to finish their head. That's just the truth.
I think what you said, I see the other way around. I think the biggest mistake the Fulanis will make is not to hand over that power to a Yoruba man.
Of course, if they don't hand it to Tinubu, the Yorubas will be accepting of it. But if they hand it to a Yoruba man, if they don't, then the Yorubas, they don't learn the same lesson twice. So then they have to see just where their destiny is, Exactly.
But one man speaking in very sorry, engineer Oga.
Yeah, go on, my brother.
Speaking in very general terms, I don't think the Yorubas are too fond of the Fulanis. That arrangement was done for political expediency. And the same way it could be rubbish at the same time, because personally I don't think Tinubu should have done it. With Tinubu's support and maybe the likes of some people from the South and Okorocha, that's really what made Buhari president. It wasn't Tinubu alone. But
if you remove Tinubu and Obasanjo, then the president that we'll be talking about now will be Goodluck Jonathan or whoever succeeded him after he has served his full complement. So if you removed Tinubu, look at how Obasanjo opened up the space for this guy to come in, and Tinubu funded it.
Tinubu should have left these retired generals to deal with themselves. He is not a general. He's not a soldier.
Yeah, but that's why he supplies the money, innit?
Okay, well, Abiola supplied the money to these generals at one point. What happened to him? So I think we should learn from history. Tinubu should not have just thrown his bed and thrown his hat in the ring together with these generals. It's not really the Fulanis, but it's the general himself. Yes, they can betray you just like just like you betrayed the Fenifere mandate.
Exactly.
They see that too. So they're like, oh, if you're used to doing it, then we can do it to you. That's their mindset. And when power is involved, power is way different from money. You know, with money, yes, we can think straight. With power, people don't think straight anymore because it takes, with your money, you still can't get power. It takes a lot more to clinch power. The richest people on earth still don't have power. They're still trying to get power. That's why they try to influence politics or political decisions or public policy formation. That's why they go into it. So when power is involved, betrayal would always come. It comes with power. It's like the oxygen for power. I think Tinubu has been in the realms of power for a long time for him to understand that. But he's a risk taker. I understand that. No risk, no reward. But it's going to be difficult for Tinubu to pull it out. And Tinubu is also used to being betrayed. So I think he would know his way forward from there. But to say the Southwest, if they don't get the presidency, the Southwest wouldn't be happy. The Southwest have had presidency since we got our democracy, one man.
What
From
do you mean?
99.
Obasanjo is yes. So
Obasanjo, Osinbajo, that's all Aso Rock right there. That's all presidency. So for 16 years, for 16 years they've had it, and you still want to keep having it. I understand it when you say in APC, yes, they have invested a lot in APC. They do deserve it. If you take the zoning to the Southwest out of it, see who contributed more to the party. Yes, I'll give it to the Southwest in APC. But at the same time, in politics, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. The Southwest could have, you know, conceded to maybe the South, but most especially the Southeast. So then the other time around, the Southwest will get full support, knowing that the Southwest has been in power since we got our democracy.
Blackly,
you know, if it comes to the South and it doesn't come to the Southwest, that means the Southwest is out of play for 16 years.
Not necessarily. Nobody knew the Southwest would be in play for 16 years. So it's not, we shouldn't just go by the, oh, it will go to this zone, that zone, then it will rotate back to us in 16 years. Not necessarily. Life happens. Nobody knew Yaradua's tenure would be cut short and somebody from the South would get it. So life is very dynamic. So is politics.
Are you wishing that on people? Look
Sorry,
No. I'm just telling you how I'm not a serial.
One man, let me correct Blackly. Please, during the coalition of this APC, to form APC, most of the monies came from Amechi. Don't forget that. So when you say Southwest contributed more, I don't know how you mean.
Well, yes, money came from Amechi, but votes did not come from Amechi.
Exactly.
Amechi didn't contribute votes.
The money was not important, right?
It wasn't. They could have done without it. Listen, when it comes to power, money is always available. It's not a factor. Wow. It's not a factor at all when it comes to power. Wow. Amechi did that for himself because, as you can see, he's running around trying to be president. He did that for himself. It's not like without him they wouldn't have won. That's why they rewarded him, gave him director general, gave him Minister of Transportation, one of the biggest ministries, though he didn't deserve it. How you share ministries is by how many votes you get from that region. Amechi did not deserve to be a minister. Why? Because they didn't even get 25%. The Constitution says to be elected president, you need 25% of the total votes cast in 24 states. They couldn't make 25% in River State. So he didn't deserve to be minister. In the Southwest, yes, right. The likes of Fashola, the likes of Fayemi, I understand how they got to be ministers, but not Amechi. His reward was to be director general. He should have stopped at that.
All right. Thank you. So round off your thoughts on that space, engineer. So you were talking about the covert meetings in the shadows, Goodluck Jonathan still wanting to be president. And also, engineer, a lot of people are befuddled somewhat by what is propelling this ambition. And they're suggesting that he's looking to take that space to actualize that restructuring to change Nigeria permanently and forever. So do you buy into that as you continue your thoughts about good luck, engineer?
To change which Nigeria, or Nigeria will continue changing him. And that's just the fact now. One man, like I said, Jonathan will just be there to do Python dance. After Python dance, they will forgive him, forgive his wife. Remember, if Jonathan messed up, if he there messed up, they will come after his wife. And we all know how much that has been siphoned. So this time around, watch, you see the play games. EFCC will be after anybody that don't succumb to what they want in the platform. You understand? But at the end of the day, one man, Jonathan will be there to play that. Oga, I don't hear. I will do it. That's just it. Jonathan will make a little bit kind of peace in between the south, southwest. It's just gonna normalize things down. But when it comes to reality, everything will go back to PDP. Whether I'm just saying it, and I mean it, one man. We can see what is happening, and it's just something that is just going to take action, and it's just gonna happen. But for our own Uncle Peter Obi, honestly, is the biggest mistake ever that he did. I know he's a very good guy. Something we need to understand about Nigeria as a whole. What's his name earlier on? He narrated everything that I always say in this platform. Is it Magnum or some
Magnus?
Yeah, Magnus. He narrated everything that I've been crying on this platform. The day, one man, Peter Obi, I like that guy. But what will happen today? Do people marry you? People go to look for work. Did they marry? Did they go with their merits? What they got from university? Or no? It's who you know. They will give the job to. So from there you can see the thing. There's nobody in Nigeria. We have thousands of graduates that they can go and work and deliver things in that country. When you come in terms of agriculture, all these things, they are there. But will they give them the opportunity to work? No. To invest? No. Go to Nigerian banks today. You see accountant, they don't even have that job in that bank. But you see someone who studies something else. Then you see them managing an accountant. You'll be wondering, they went and spent 8 years or 5 years in university and change of career. It's just sad. Nigeria as a whole is a country that is completely corrupt from the grassroots.
Do you think it's beyond redemption, Nigeria? Do you think it's just beyond?
Nigeria will be fixed. Before Nigeria will be fixed till after this man come in 20 and spend 16 years again, or 8 years and go. That's when Nigeria will start.
Engineer, people say that we only need 2 cycles or even 3 cycles of good governance to turn Nigeria into a world-class country. So a 2-term administration by one person and a 1 term by another person of equal measure, who are just Nigeria-centric and looking to do good in that country. So that we only need 3 cycles of good administration, a people-centric government to turn the country around. Do you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I partially agree with you.
12 years will turn Nigeria better than London.
One man, if Nigeria can change their constitution, anyone who's having politics, whether Senate House or House of Rep or presidency or whatever, if you serve 1 term, no more for you. I think if Nigeria can change that constitution, things will start to change slowly. But without that kind of direction, it's just something else till the kingdom come. Because another thing we need to understand, you see the same cycle, they keep rotating themselves. The money keep circulating in between themselves. So how long will all these things continue? Nobody's getting younger in that country. Things are hard. People are suffering. You understand? But if you look, The way things are going, if you go to Nigeria now, at the airport too, people will start begging you before you go home. It's just, oh, my brother, I beg.
It's
God
not
help
easy.
us, Lord. God help us. Honestly, God help us.
God help us. So God help us is a good space to end it. So thank you, gentlemen. It looks as though Black League may have escaped that punch in the nose. So we're 3 short of 100 likes. So Black League, you escaped this time around. It looks as though that people don't want to beat you up as I thought they wanted to. So thank you, gentlemen. So we've gone well past the 2-hour mark that we set for this afternoon session.
One man did ask me, okay.
No, you got the chance to. It's really for people to hear, but we in the
it's okay,
later session.
I was just joking.
No, I know you are, but in the latter session, we get to hear even more from you. So the conversation never stops here, as I often say. So we just take a hiatus to reconvene again, especially in this propelling towards the elections. It's going to be relentless, and we are going to be holding their feet to the coal on this platform. So if you are here if you are interested in sweating these politicians hard, this is where the flogging takes place. So your koboko to the ready and come meet again at 9:35 p.m. UK time, where we shall be dishing out summary punishments to wayward politicians. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation within the comment section, but here I say peace. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good morning.